going to kick it up a notch and really talk about, these are the techniques, the elements that simply don't exist when you are shopping jewelry elsewhere. For us to bring something to you that literally requires an entire day to craft a single inch worth of jewelry, that's what you're looking at right now. This is the Textile Weave ID bracelet. In your choice of 2 different patterns and techniques, we'll talk about that in a second. First, this is Jen Coffey here. I got to talk to you about this price. This bracelet used to be $225. It boasts over 17.5 grams of sterling silver and is now reduced in price by $85 to $140. That's 3 easy monthly payments of $46.67. And if you shop with your Q card, that's 6 easy payments of $23.33. So we have 2 different patterns or motifs, I should say, that you're choosing from. One is the granulated. That has the filigree work too. The other is going to remind you of the set that we just presented, and that is the carved choice. So that's going to be over here. And all of them are available in small, average, and large, which is basically the equivalent of 6 3/4, 7 1/4, and 8 inch. So Lois, I remember the last time we presented this, and I was like the short attention span girl, because part of me wanted to talk about either the granulated or the carving, and the other one just wanted to talk about the textile weave and the remainder of the bracelet. There's so much to talk about.
Well, that's what's really lovely about this piece is from an artistic standpoint, it's really some of our greatest arts. So this involves the textile weave, which is, you mentioned, is so intricate that we can only hand weave 1 inch a day. And we start with tiny jump rings that are fed in 2 by 2. And so that is one of the skinniest and most intricate versions of that weave that we do. And then the ID that you have in your hand is a combination of granulation, which dates back to 3000 BC. And we're using tiny granules of sterling silver that almost look like tiny granules of salt or sugar. And this shows the intricacy of the weaving and those tiny jump rings that are fed in 2 by 2. This is the art of filigree, which is contemporary Scandinavian. And I combine that with granulation dating back to 3000 BC. So I take contemporary Scandinavian filigree, granulation from 3000 BC, and combine them to give us a look that is really just very distinctive and easily to identify, and something you should get many, many compliments of.
I agree.
And I love that combination of just having the textile weave and then the granulation, the filigree. It's so rich in culture and so rich in techniques.
I mean, that videotape that you saw was just focused on this portion right here. The remainder of it, and what I've said before, is if this were the bracelet itself, just a single band of that textile weave that takes an entire day to braid and weave a single inch of it, and all the while feeling like cloth or butter, by the way, to put those 2 together and still call this a $140 bracelet seems almost criminal to me. Now that's the granulated. I do want to stay on that shot if we could, and I will bring in the carved choice. And so there's that carving. Here we remove the granulation and we go back to that scroll work that we talked about in our first piece.
And yes, so for that one with the, so the textile weave, of course, is done the same. And then the hand carving on that one, we actually make an organic pitch or mixture of tree sap and wax. And then I can put a sheet of sterling silver on it like a piece of paper. And that's all, and we draw onto it, and then we can hand carve it with a little hammer and chisel. A little hammer like this and a little chisel. So that is really, and this sort of shows the process of it, of the rolling it out, the drawing it, and then the hand carving of it. So that is really an amazing technique, and that's actually a Stone Age carving technique. So that is also a great choice, very, very rich in culture. Those are easy to stack. I love, I tend to wear the granulated one and then one with the stations as well. But it's just a great stacker, it's a great basic, and it's a lovely rendition of so many different arts.
I always love how modest our designers are when a woman like Lois shows me a piece like this and goes, "It's a great basic." And I go, oh my gosh, like the amount of skill and artisan craftswomanship that is required to make this happen. But because this is what Lois insists on, it is her basic, right? And honestly, Lois, I think that's what women should aspire to, that is their gold standard. That she goes, yeah, this is my everyday piece. It's not anything simpler than this. It's not anything compromised. It's something I insist upon. And the beauty of it is, it's not in the multi-thousands of dollars. Lois crafts and creates pieces in 18 karat gold, in diamonds, in semi-precious gemstones. And here for QVC, she's given that same attention to detail, just in a more affordable option that you are more likely to wear every day than you would 18 karat gold and diamonds. But the thing is, now it's $85 less than it once was. And you certainly can wear it on its own, or maybe pair with that tennis bracelet, that timepiece. But because it has so much of a statement inside of it on its own, maybe it's just your everyday go-to. So just let us know if you prefer the granulated, that's this one, or the carved. And let us know soon, because at the end of our Joy of Jewelry event, that price goes up to $225, far closer to what it should be. Oh, and by the way, it all comes together with toggle closure. So I can attest to being able to do it myself, no assistance needed, and if I can do it, you can do it too. J365711 is your item number. They all come with the gift box, and they all come with free shipping and handling. Now, I did mention 18
I have to say, I'm even.
Yes, ma'am. Please.
No, I was going to say, I have to say, I'm even surprised at the